Kelly here from letterandjournal.com, and today I'm really excited to share with you a little bit about my morning routine. Today is February 2nd, and as of the beginning of this year, I've instilled a new practice called the Miracle Morning. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the changes I've seen in myself after practicing this routine every day, what the routine is, and some hacks that I've come up with along the way to help myself do the Miracle Morning routine. So first of all, I want to talk about the changes that have happened to me since I started doing the Miracle Morning routine. The old me was waking up, I was setting my alarm for 6, and I was hitting the snooze button until about 6:30, at which point I would yell at the kids to wake up from my room. I'd scramble to get dressed and ready and help them get ready, and we were often really frustrated. We were often grumpy or yelling, and it was just a regular occurrence to have somebody melt down or be frustrated in the morning. Often it was me even. and it was hard, and I knew that things needed to change, but I don't know, I guess I wasn't willing to give up the one thing I loved, which was sleeping. But the new me is waking up at 5:30 a.m. My alarm goes off, and I actually don't even hit the snooze button. I just get up and I calmly get myself ready, sit down at the couch, and do my routine. It gives me a chance to wake up, wake my brain up, wake my body up, and then when it's time for the kids to get up, I get them up at 6:20, and that gives us plenty of time to not only do the regular getting dressed and eating, but even to do a little 5-minute journaling session with them, which has been really valuable and a great way for them to start their day as well. So I think these are already some big changes, and also throughout my day, I'm noticing that I'm a lot more focused now that I've gotten up early and planned out what I was going to do that day, and I just feel a lot better about myself. It's a little bit like once you've gone for a run or something, and when you're done, you think, yeah, I did that. I feel really good. I'm so glad I did that. So I kind of have that feeling every morning now, and it's a really good feeling. I'm not going to say that I'm happy 100% of the time, but I'm going to say that this has been really good for me and my mind and my body, and just helping me to grow and feel a little bit more like a grown-up. So here are the 6 practices in the Miracle Morning routine. They are silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. First of all, silence. During my silence time, that's kind of how I start out my routine. So it's usually super quiet, there's nothing going on, and I'll come out here and I'll sit on the couch, and I'll read over a psalm, and I'll pray. I've also done a little bit of meditation in the past with an app called Headspace, and this was just a great, obviously, both of those things are really good for helping you to stop your thoughts about other things and to focus your thoughts on important things. Second is affirmations. Affirmations are sentences aimed to affect the conscious and the subconscious mind. And repeating affirmations and the resultant mental images affect the subconscious mind, which in turn influences the behavior, habits, actions, and reactions. This is sometimes a little bit awkward for me, or at least it started out to be. But I found a great source for affirmations online on Bible.org, and these are Bible verses that I read out loud or read to myself regularly every morning. I'll provide a link to the biblical affirmations that I use, but I've actually written them down in my journal and I just go over them. And these affirmations are great for reminding me my purpose in life and helping me to live up to what I'm called to do. Another affirmation practice that I do with my children in our journaling process is we just write down one I am statement. So for example, my son is named Deacon and his name actually means servant. And this morning he wrote down, I am a deacon. And what he meant by that was, I am a servant. And I think because you're in the practice of writing that down, you're more likely to live up to those things that you say that you are. Next is visualization. This is another practice that started out as a little bit awkward for me, but I figured out a way that works. I don't have a visualization board or a Pinterest board with a lot of images. I just have a spread in my journal that I review regularly, and this helps me to picture myself following through with the things that I want to do and want to become. So here I have my 2017 mind map, and during the visualization stage of my morning routine, I'll go over this mind map and look through the areas of my life that I've designated and review to see, am I doing the things that I said I wanted to do? And sometimes I'll even add a couple things on here, and I'll picture myself sometimes doing those things. And I think this has been helpful. It's already helped me act on some of the things that I have identified as strong values in my life, and it's a great tool. Visualization doesn't need to be pictures, but it needs to bring a picture to your mind. So however you want to do that it's worth trying. Number 4 is exercise, and the ideal practice that I would do, which I don't do every day, is to do about 5 to 10 minutes of Pilates or body weight exercises just to get up and wake up my body, get my blood flowing. Usually my workout session is in the afternoon, and with having kids here, it would be unrealistic to exercise in my house and make a lot of noise. So I don't do a lot of exercise in my Miracle Morning routine. I'd like to improve on this, but I think it is a valuable thing to even just do 20 reps of something just to get the blood flowing. The 5th practice in the Miracle Morning routine is reading, and this is my favorite part of the routine actually. I usually use this time to either read the Bible or to read a book. And first of all, with the Bible, I actually will either open my Bible or I'll use YouVersion on my phone, and I'll also listen to the audio, and that helps my comprehension, and especially in the morning when my eyes are really tired, it helps me to read that way. And also, here's a couple books that I've been reading I wanted to share. First of all is Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss, The Tactics, Routines, and Habits of Billionaires, Icons, and World-Class Performers. This book is deceptively huge, and there's a lot of content in here, but each 4 to 5 pages is an interview that Tim Ferriss has done with some pretty remarkable people. And I've read maybe 20 of these articles, and I've usually been able to glean some great wisdom from them. And it's not just men, there's a lot of women he interviews as well, which I'm really pleased with. Even the first 2 profiles in the whole book are with females, which is good. And the book is based on the principle early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So he's got the book divided into those 3 sections: healthy, wealthy, and wise. The other book that I've been reading that I am loving and has been so helpful is Calmer, Easier, Happier Boys. I have 3 sons, and this book has really helped me to rethink how I'm parenting, what is worth doing, what's not worth doing, and how to do that. And if you're struggling with your parenting or you want calmer, easier, happier boys, I would say check this out. It's been great. And just a side note here, calmer and easier doesn't mean that they're like little robot kids. Boys need to be active, and that's definitely praised in this book as well. And the 6th practice is to scribe. I do one of 3 things for the scribing portion of my Miracle Morning routine. I often use an extra journal I have to just free write whatever's on my mind. It's nice to get some of my thoughts out in the morning. I also use my bullet journal to just write my to-do list, or write down my schedule for the morning. My newest practice is to sit down with the kids and journal with them, and we use an outline based on the 5-minute journal, which has gratefulness and some goal setting as well. And I got to admit, this has been really fun for us and a great way for us to start our mornings together. So finally, here are some hacks that have helped me to train myself to wake up an hour earlier and to follow the Miracle Morning routine every day. First of all, I will say that the weekends, I do not wake up at 5:30. I get up whenever I get up, especially if I have nothing to do that morning. I'm fine with sleeping in and waking up and doing the routine when I wake up. I still really like to sleep in, and I enjoy that. So I see nothing wrong with doing the routine later on the weekends. If I have something going on that morning, then I will make time to do it before I have to go to whatever I have to go to. Second of all, I like to use, instead of the alarm on my iPhone, I use the thing called bedtime, which I think is new. And this actually has much nicer alarms sounds than the bedtime or the regular alarm did. And it also keeps track of how much you've slept. And it'll even remind you, if you want it to go to bed if you want to get a certain amount of sleep in. So if I tell my phone I want to sleep 7 hours, then it'll remind me at the time about 15 minutes before I need to go to bed in order to get that much sleep. Next is I actually set my alarm, and then I make sure my phone is nowhere near my bed. And when it goes off in the morning, I have to physically get up and turn it off. And I also turn a lamp on right away, and I go and grab a glass of water and start drinking that. And that really does work to help wake me up. I've also just had to flat out commit to not using the snooze button. And I've been a snoozer for as long as I've had an alarm clock, a chronic snoozer, and I just decided no more. And that was hard for a couple of days, but now I'm finding that it's not that hard. Once I got out of the habit of it, I realized that there's no benefit to hitting the snooze button at all. And I realized that if I've done it already the week before and the week before that, then there's no reason why I can't do it this morning. Next is I set out my journal and my books the night before, right on the couch where I like to sit, or near it, so that I don't have to scramble to find anything in the morning. And the last 2 things have to do with social media. So one of them is you can actually make yourself accountable on social media by announcing that you want to start this practice. And I did that in my video bullet journal, The New Year. And it does instill a little bit of accountability for you or for me. And the other thing is to make sure that you're not getting on social media before you do the Miracle Morning routine. And a couple ways that I've been able to kind of stop myself from getting on Facebook especially is to delete the app from my phone and to physically log out of the website after I use it. So that if I'm on autopilot and I go to Facebook, I'll see that I need to log in, and it's a reminder that, oh no, I don't want to be logged in, and it usually stops me. So those are all the hacks that I have, and I just want to say that this has been pretty significant for me and my personal growth. And if you're considering doing the Miracle Morning routine, please go to miraclemorning.com and check it out. I'm not making any money off of this, but I just think Hal Elrod, the author of the book, has really tapped into something that's really important. And also, I would like to give a shout out to Kara from Boho Berry, because I started following her when I got into bullet journaling, and she has a post about her Miracle Morning routine, and that is the first person who introduced me to it. So if you don't already know about her, please go check her out on her website and her YouTube page. Her content is really valuable as well, and I'm really thankful for her contribution. So let me know what you think, if you have a morning routine that works really well for you and what you find really valuable in the comments. And also let me know if you've tried the Miracle Morning routine or if you're doing it right now and you love it. I'd love to hear about that as well. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.